Subscribe to Feminism in India for your dose of intersectional feminist content, and make sure to hit the bell icon to get all the latest updates.
Are you a feminist? Are you also tired of people saying that feminism is just about women's issues and that feminists should only talk about things like periods and harassment and sexism? Well, guess what? So are we. We're also exhausted of having people tell us that feminism isn't political and shouldn't be political, because it clearly is. So exactly how is feminism political, and why should feminism not be seen as something that's divorced of politics? Join us in this video as we break it down for you. The most common arguments that we end up hearing as feminists is that we should stick to talking about women's issues like sexual harassment, dowry deaths, acid attack, etc. And while these are all pivotal to talk about, do you really believe that things like annihilation of caste, LGBTQIA+ rights, economic repression, climate justice play no role in our lives? That national laws and policies don't affect our lives? That national politics has no effect on the lives of women? Of course it does. It's bizarre to think that it doesn't. The history of feminist struggles has always been political, be it black feminists who were at the forefront of the civil rights movements in the US, or Dalit feminists in India, or Shaheen Bagh's Muslim women protesters, or even women farmers who've been resisting the recent farm bills. The fight for equal rights and gender justice cannot be divorced from its socio-political context. Recently, the Chief Justice of India, while chastising the central government for how it handled the farmers' protests, asked, "Why are women and elders kept in the protest?" What does that even mean? Do women not have political agency and political participation? Another major harm that this line of thinking, which reduces feminism to just women's issues, is that it centers the entire conversation around cis, heterosexual, upper caste, non-disabled women. But guess what? We've got some news for you. Not all feminists are cis women. Not all feminists are heterosexual women. Not all feminists are non-disabled women. Not all feminists are Hindu and upper caste women. And guess what? Not all feminists are women. Feminism is a struggle for equal social, political, and economic rights for all marginalized persons. And when you can't have social justice without justice for minorities, how can feminism be apolitical? From the food we eat to the clothes we wear, everything is political. Even being apolitical is political. So how can our beliefs, ideals, and principles with which we live our lives be anything but that? When a person says that they're a feminist, they're saying that they advocate for equal political, social, and economic rights for everybody. That belief in itself is political. And so are the laws and policies that have a direct impact on all of our lives. Not everybody experiences oppression in the same way, and feminism, particularly intersectional feminism, recognizes that. The term, coined by American professor Kimberly Crenshaw, talks about how our multiple lived realities intersect with each other, and that's how multiple layers of oppression can be playing out in one person's life. For example, a disabled woman doesn't just face sexism but also ableism. A Dalit woman doesn't just face sexism but also casteism in her everyday life. Do you get our point? Lastly, we must examine why it is that some people are hell-bent on separating feminism and politics. Is it because of how we view politics and how proud we are of being apolitical? But can feminism that doesn't address equality for all, social justice for all, and yes, politics, ever truly be called feminism?